let's get that out of the way because I want to give you some critiques. Is that
Right.
okay? That was a good poem. That would be a high scoring poem. You perform it very well. Your hands are absolutely lovely. I think that's probably why you asked the question, about mine as well. They're really lovely. I like what you do with them. You need to amp them up at least 15% more.
Okay.
You have many opportunities in your poem where right now they are unscripted. And you're doing and it's very pretty, and it works for you. But some of the things where you have hand gestures that are written into the piece. Tear our family, that should be something that you rehearse in front of your mirror. You and me, this kind of thing. So definitely script your hands and amp them up because the stage robs you of, you've heard that expression, the camera adds 10 pounds or whatever. The stage takes 15% from you. If you boosted your stuff by 15%, you'd just be breaking even. You need to be bigger. The point is, people are coming to see something. You got to give them something to see. And you're small, I'm small, everybody's small when you're up there on stage. So you need to be bigger. I mean, you need to be doing this. And it does need to be crazy, actually. It needs to be real big because it can be. The other thing that you need to do, I think, that the poem pretty much is done as far as the writing goes. But you know what really helps? It always helps to address the person. Right now you have the you, and I got the idea that it was about, I knew it was a feminine figure, but I thought it could be your mom, and then it was a what the is this, and that kind of thing. I think that it's always helpful to say at the beginning, you, auntie, or you, that kind of thing. It's also good to call someone out of their name, like whatever your aunt's name, mine would be Sarah Lou Rives. It's a real effective thing because it really, I know you're trying to get your audience to feel for you, and so you're really addressing this person, and you're letting the audience watch you do it. Very intimate, right? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make a moment of intimacy, and you're actually trying to go for discomfort, right? You can't address your aunt right now. She's nowhere around, very poignantly, okay? But you can talk to her, and if people in the audience are like, oh, hell, man, that girl is just talking right now, that is what you're going to get the oomph from. So right now, it's the difference between whining on one end, which I see a lot of slam poets do, right? I got this shitty situation and this is what it's like. And actually just destroying people with the way you let them into yourself. And it's somewhere in between that. But you need to be a little bit braver with that. And you look like you put a little bit of acting in there, some, right? The struggling to breathe. So amp that up. You don't want melodrama, and I think you understand this already. You seem to be kind of nuanced, right? But you want performance. You're a fine performer, and that's gonna make it go up. One more thing that I think is helpful when you do poems like this, it's good to have them, and I think your writing on that poem is largely done. It's good to quote the person and almost imitate them, right? Because when a family member, almost all of us can imitate our family members or at least quote them. It's almost a good idea, like like the time you said, "Girl, put your shoes on before you go outside." Like literally where you make that person suddenly very human. And it's also a cheat because you get to have them say whatever you want them to say, which they may not have actually said, but you're the poet.
Right.
So that was a fine poem. Good job. Thanks for doing that. That's a ready poem. That's really ready. What kind of time?